Hey there, New Hope NORD players. I've got another quick video for you today. We're going to talk about just quickly some ways to add a little bit of more energy, more excitement to your playing, depending on which patch you've got. But we're going to start off with Todd's faves. Fave number 1 in song 111. So that is the Todd Worship Piano, which is basically a piano layered over 2 different pads. So the piano is the primary sound. The pads are layered underneath. Now, if you're playing along, and you want to raise the energy, you're coming up to a big chorus, or you just want to even slowly build, I've programmed it so that the mod wheel, the silver guy right here, actually raises the cutoff filter frequency on the pads and also slightly bumps the volume. So it brings more brightness and more energy to the pads without really touching the piano. So there's full power, full brightness. Then you can bring it back down. And this is basically where it starts. So it's a very muted pad, lets the piano shine through great. So that's one option. Another option is to manually grab the frequency if you're on a pad sound. Now, it can get a little crazy not knowing where it's already set to, so it's a bit of a risk. So try it out before service. But here I'm increasing the frequency of pad layer A. Now I'm decreasing it, which gets us, you'll notice you can hear the orchestral strings, which is what this pad is based off of. So it does basically the same as this, but I have this program to also do synth 2, which is on the B layer, which is a crisp pad, and that gives you the bright, sparkly sound that I wanted to add to the mix. Okay, there you have that. Another thing we can do is you can change the style or timbre of the piano you're playing. So you can adjust the dynamics of it. So if you want to make it extra punchy, you can turn it up to bright. You can put it on soft mode if you want to be softer. It takes the edge off. Right in the middle. And I honestly don't know what these two are. So there you go. Back to normal, turn all the lights off. That's a great way to add some extra character to your piano without having to change the sound setting or choosing a different sound at all. Now we've talked about my favorite, Todd's faves. Number one, Todd Worship Piano. What if you aren't playing that particular setting? Let's say you're playing the favorite, A11, the Sound A11 or Patch, which is the Royal Grand 3D. Now this is kind of the flagship piano sound. It's made to recreate the sound as if you are playing the Grand. So it uses stereo imaging to make it sound like you were sitting in front of the grand piano playing. Oh, that sounds nice, but it's not very bright. Turn it up to bright on the timbre. And there you go, look at that. So that will work with pretty much any piano. Hitting the timbre mode to adjust the brightness or intensity of that piano. So now, back to Todd's fave worship piano. The way I built this is that it uses the full power of the NORD, which interestingly you can think of as two NORDs stacked on top of each other. So you've got layout A, or they call this panel A. So this is organ A, piano A, and synth A. If I flip over to B, I have a whole nother section. So this is organ B, piano B, synth B. And these little lights tell you which layer, I call it, or panel is active. So right now, you're working on panel B, but panel A is also turned on. That means we're playing all layers, both A and B, at the same time. So theoretically, I can have two organs, organ A and B. I can have two pianos, piano A and B, and two pads, pad A and B, for a total of 6 different instruments, all playing at once. Maybe don't do that, but you have that option. And the way I have this set up for the worship piano is I do use the second pad. So layer B pad is the crisp pad, has the real crispy, sparkly sound to it. Panel A, I have the piano, the orchestral string pad, and the organ, which is volume turned out. But it's right there in case you want to add some with the level. Now, what if you only want one layer to play at any time? Well, then you have to press both A and B panel buttons together, and that will turn it off. So now you're only in a single layer. So right now, I am only playing layer B, panel B, which is the crisp pad. So now you can hear, this is only the crisp pad playing. If I go to A, now I'm not getting any crisp pad. I'm only hearing the orchestral string pad. If you want both layers back, press and hold both buttons. The blinking one tells you which layer is active and which your knobs you're working with. So I hope that helps if you feel like getting more into exploring on the NORD at New Hope Assembly of God, Urbandale.